All right, this is a real exciting video for me to do. And if you hear some noise, I've got the windows open today because the weather's so beautiful here in South Florida. But I'm doing my last video of the year of 2023. I'm going to reveal or list or show you guys or tell you guys the 10 most worn fragrances in my collection. I've always said this before, fragrances, you may love certain fragrances, but at the end of the day, what are you actually wearing the most? And these are the 10 in the order I wore them, starting with 10 and then going down to number 1, which is the one I wore the most times this year in 2023. Find out what they are coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, and I hope everyone's having a great holiday season. I hope you had a good Christmas and holidays and Hanukkah, and we got New Year coming up, and I want to wish everybody a happy, prosperous, healthy, safe 2024 New Year. And so today's video is going to be a look back, and I'm going to go through the fragrances, the 10 most worn fragrances from my personal collection this year, and let's get right into it. This one jumped in. I just got it a few months ago, and I've already worn it a bunch. It probably would have been higher on the list, but for the fact that it is one of my newer fragrances in my collection, and that is Why from Perfumes, the Kuwaiti niche house. If you've been to Scent Explorer, they have a big presence there the last couple of years. Bader, the owner, super nice guy. And this fragrance, you know, if you know me and you watch me, you know I love those kind of 80s masculine green perfumes. Super Suave, my original perfume that I released, is kind of an ode to that with a modern twist. But this reminds me, again, of those kind of green, powerful, masculine, just wonderfully, they put me at ease. They just bring back good memories, but like, this is very modern. Again, this is not old smelling. It is just fresh and green, and I don't know, I love it. So that's comes in at number 10 on my most worn this year. I've been wearing it a lot over the last couple months. Next, another relatively new fragrance in my collection, and that is Ganade, but the extrait version. I have the original Ganade, which is very good. This fragrance, the Immortelle note, is what stands out to me. Immortelle is kind of like a yellow flower. To me, it has almost like a syrup-like quality, almost like maple syrup. I don't know if that is for you, but for me, I get that. I just love this. So what they've done, I think, with the extrait version, they updosed that Immortelle, so it's more prominent than the original. And let me tell you, this is a banger. This is a performance beast. If I put it on before I go out at night, let's say if I put it on around 6:30, 7 o'clock before I go out to dinner or go out for the evening, I smell this the next morning. I mean, it's on my skin all night. I get well past 12 hours of excellent performance. So just a great fragrance from Marc-Antoine Bonquois. Next, a fragrance that's been around for a few years. I've had it for a few years now, and that is Musk Therapy. Musk Therapy from, of course, Initio. It's just, this is one of those kind of sweet, soft, enveloping fragrances. It just kind of, it's like putting on a fragrance that makes you feel like you're just sitting in a cloud. I feel just relaxed, calm. I get compliments from it, and I wear this a lot when I just want to sit at home, or I want to relax, or maybe I'm running errands. This is just a great everyday go-to fragrance. Great performance also. I get well over 10 hours of performance on my skin. But it's got the white musk. It's kind of flowery, bergamot, but that white musk note and the rose note kind of just really, it's a white musk fragrance to me. Musk Therapy, but it's not the animalic musk. It's more of the sensual, clean musk. All right, that was so that's 10, 9, 8. That was number 8. Got to learn how to count. All right, coming in number 7, and that is A Day in My Life from Marc Buxton Perfumes. Marc Buxton, a really kind of great perfumer who's more avant-garde, a little bit more experimental, has his own niche house in addition to doing perfumes for other brands. I've had this one probably close to 3 or 4 years now. And this year, I just really started wearing a lot. I've always worn it a lot, but to me, this is my favorite rose perfume that I have in my collection, and I have a lot of rose perfumes. I just really typically like this one. You know what? I'm going to close the window because, sorry, someone is doing yard work. I swear, somebody's always doing yard work around my house. All right. So again, my favorite in my collection, my favorite rose. I just wore this yesterday. It's just beautiful. It's just such a unique rose. It's not too dry. It's not too sweet. It's kind of like right in between. You know, like the Three Little Bears. I don't know. It's just right. The porridge is just right on this one. Let's go to number 6. And that is London Spice from Fragrance du Bois. You know, Fragrance du Bois is absolutely one of my go-to favorite niche houses. Just the bottles, the quality, the presentation. It screams niche, luxury, prestige. But this is one I like because it's a little bit different. This is a fresher version for what I typically have. For example, you know, one of the ones I wear a lot, New York Intense, which is definitely more woody and oud, and this is just spicy and fresh and energetic. And again, I put it on when maybe I'm, you know, feeling a little bit like I'm tired, or, you know, it's tough getting up. Maybe you didn't sleep well, or who knows what the reason is. You just don't feel yourself. This is a fragrance that I can put on and it just lifts my spirits. So anyways, London Spice from Fragrance du Bois, that came in at number 6. All right, now we're to the top 5 most worn fragrances this year, and I think there's some interesting choices in here. Number 5, Scorpio Rising from Arist Perfumes. Arist is one of those small niche houses. They're almost like indie, but they're not. They're bigger than indie, and they just hit home runs with their fragrances because they're different. They really take a risk. Some of them are not going to be for everybody. But Scorpio Rising to me is one of those fragrances I put it on and I get compliments from women. If I go on a date and I'm wearing this fragrance, it does the trick, Scorpio Rising. And it's just, again, it's unisex, but for me, this is a great masculine fragrance. So guys out there, if you want a really good fragrance from a great niche house that I think is underrated in the niche world, you don't see it talked about nearly as much as a lot of these other houses that I'm talking about today. Scorpio Rising, it is. It's like a scorpion bite. I don't know. It's got some bite to it. It's got a bite, and I like fragrances that have that bite. You know. Anyways, all right. Number 4 is from Arist, and this is Poe. Poe is one of my, if not my favorite skin scent that I have in my collection. Again, if you watch my channel, you know I love skin scents. And when I say skin scent, I don't necessarily mean something that doesn't project and sits more in the skin, which those are fine if that's what you want. To me, it smells. It has the essence of skin. Obviously, Poe is French for skin, I believe. I think so, yes. And it just, man, this one is sensual. I mean, when you're ready for sexy time, when you're ready to get down with your partner, your lover, this is a fragrance that will do the trick every time. I'm telling you, it's great. It works wonders. It smells great. It just smells like that fresh skin mixed with maybe some other stuff going on, which I'm not going to go into because this is a PG-rated channel. All right. That was number 4. Top three. Wow, this one, again, interesting choice. I've had it, I think I got it at the very end of last year or beginning of this year. Can't remember. I think it was the beginning of this year. And this is Figure Noir. Figure Noir from Ubagant, Paris. Ubagant, you know, Fougère Royale, one of the original niche synthetic fragrances released back in the 1800s, was an Ubagant. So they've been a giant in the perfume world for, I don't know, probably 150 years now. Obviously French. This to me is the best fig fragrance I've ever smelled. It's a dark fig, which Fig Noir is like dark fig, but it's got this like kind of candy element to it that just gives it this like sweetness, and it's dark at the same time. So it's sweet and dark in that fresh fig. And it's got like multiple fig notes at different levels at the top, the heart, and the base. So whether it's the fig leaf, the fig tree, it's got a bunch of different elements that just, if you've never smelled it, first of all, I always love that the bottles, that lattice work glass, or the basket weave. Such a cool look. Fig Noir, wear it all the time. As I said, it's my number 3 most worn fragrance this year. Coming in, top 2. One of them is not going to be a surprise. Actually, both of them probably not going to be necessarily surprises. But coming at number 2, Musalo from, of course, Therapia by Aroma, the local perfumer, and just all around hair care, skin care, everything that you want under the sun. Niche or indie house here in Miami. Of course, Irene, who is one of my mentors and who's helped me in my journey of making perfumes. She's been making perfumes for, I don't know, 30 years. She lived in Grasse, France. She trained in Grasse. She lived in Paris. She makes the most amazing, by the way, this is the most economical. I mean, this is the 30 ml bottle is $15 or $20 for this fragrance. You can get 100 ml, I think it's still $25 or $30. Prices may have gone up just a little bit, but for the quality, for the handcrafted nature, for the handcrafted bottles, made with love, every single bottle is made with love from Irene. You're getting something that's not corporate. You're supporting local. And this fragrance, I love the smell of muskmallow, which is the ambrette seed. It is... again, it kind of reminds me of that smell of skin and fresh and being out in the shower. I have the body oil, I have creams, I have the muskmallow soap. I use the soap essentially every day. Muskmallow, just absolutely one of my go-to fragrances. That leads me to my number 1 most worn fragrance, and probably not going to be a surprise. And I've used it so much, it's missing the label, the little gold label, but I'll tell you what it is. You can tell probably. Udin from Surge Up, and you can see I've got a little bit left. I'm gonna have to get a new bottle in the next probably month, I'm guessing. Udin, what can I say? This is the fragrance, when in doubt, when I don't know what to wear, Udin is the choice. It's the dumb grab, as they say, the easy grab when I'm like, okay, I got a date. What is the fragrance that consistently most women like to smell on me? Udin. I got a big work meeting. I've got a presentation. I've got to go to court and argue. Like, what is the fragrance that I know is appealing to everybody, that's not going to put off some people, that's going to attract a lot of people, and it's just going to give me confidence. Fragrances that give you confidence, to me, are really special. Udin does it. Udin just does it. It is... it's kind of got like that powdery smell. It's got coffee in there. It's just got so much going on, but it's that powdery, fresh, just, it attacks my skin and just surrounds me and just literally attracts people. It's like a molecule that I put it on and it's like boom, 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 attraction. It's like very much a chemical reaction with my skin. And performance, forget about it. 12 to 14 hours all day. Put it on in the morning, it's going all day, all night, up through the night. And it's projecting and it's lasting. And if you don't have it in your collection of any of these, of course, Muskmallow, I would say, because it's so cheap, and if you don't have it by now, you need to have it. But as far as the other fragrances go, Udin. Of course, I recommend all of them because I love all of them, but Udin, if I had to recommend one that you absolutely need in your collection, get it. All right, there you have it, my 10 most worn fragrances this year in 2023. Again, thank you all for making it such a blessed year. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for supporting me. And nothing but health, happiness, wealth, everything to you and your family and your loved ones in 2024. Let's make this a great year. Peace, love, and perfume.